Yo, what's up, family? We back. We back with another banger, y'all. Guys, tap in or tap out, but I'd rather y'all tap in. I'm not going to waste too much time. We're going to get right into this episode. I'm about to introduce y'all to the man of the hour, or let him introduce himself. Let's do it. Yo.
Show what's going on, baby.
Good, baby.
How you feeling?
We up here, bro.
Yes,
We
sir.
made it, man.
Here we go.
Sheesh,
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, it's been a long time, bro. I'm honored to be serious though. I'm really honored to have you. I want to thank you in advance for doing what we're about to do,
Yes, sir.
for blessing the people,
Yes, sir.
because you're about to really bless the people for real. But before I get too excited, I gotta ask you. Let the people know what's your name, what city and state you represent, and if you're down with the team, let them know that too.
Yo, what's up? It's Adonis. Most people know me as Project Veronica, representing Tri-State E30. Originally from Brooklyn, New York, but now we represent the whole state. What's up?
Sheesh, the whole state?
The whole state.
Yikes. All
North,
right.
south, east, west, we everywhere.
We everywhere, bro. Alright, boom. So let's do this. Let the people know what's the year, make, and model of the car they're about to see.
All right, so I have a 1988 BMW 325 IS, and it's a genuine IS.
Sheesh. Y'all
Two-door
caught
coupe.
that?
You know
Genuine
what I'm
IS?
saying? Genuine IS.
Let them know what that
You're not
means,
starting
bro.
with the I or the 318.
Mm.
You got a genuine IS for those that care and for those that know.
Sheesh. Okay. Talking that talk,
Yes,
y'all,
sir.
early.
Yes, sir. It's important.
Oh man, get the data, y'all, for
That's
real,
a fact.
for real.
That's a fact.
What made you get that though? What made you get that year? What made you get that series?
I've
Wow.
always been a Beamer head.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, the 1988. Some people stay away from it because it got the big. When you first find them, it got the big metal bumper, so it looks real 80s. But the special thing about the 88 is it's got features that the 90 and the 91 and all the ones after it don't have.
Really?
But you get a mix of both. You get the modern look, the more updated look, and you can just change the bumpers around and make it look like it's newer.
Okay.
So it's like a little tips and tricks with the
Yeah.
88. You get the older body, but you still get the newer look.
Okay.
And you get all the features from the older car. So
Sheesh.
yeah.
Okay.
So I always look for the 88. I got
Mhm.
the 90 and the 89, but it's the 88 is the sweet spot. You get
That's
the
the
pop
sweet
out
spot.
windows. You still get the power sunroof. You still get the heated seats. You still get the
Mm.
power windows. You get everything. Despite
Really?
the car being that old. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
That's
So
the one.
that makes sense.
Yes, sir.
That 88 is it.
The 88 is it. Trust me.
My bro said the 88 is it.
Yeah.
All right. So boom. You got the 88 joint, right? Always been a Beamer head.
Always.
Now, your joint is not like a lot of other 88s that somebody might see. Your joint is a little more irregular. So,
it's regular to me.
It's
but-
regular to you guys. You see what I'm saying? He said, that's why I'm so honored, bro. When you got a car like that and that's regular to him,
Yeah.
that means something. Just y'all gotta take notes, man. This car y'all about to see is regular to this guy. So I gotta say this, man. Because I want to inspire people, right?
All right.
I want to motivate them. I want people to know that at the end of the day, we regular guys.
That's a fact.
We so regular that as irregular as his car is, he feels as though it's regular. So that being said, what do you do for a living to be able to drive this car right here, like it's a regular car?
I work for the city. I'm a city worker.
Mm-hmm.
I got a computer, sit at a desk.
Dope.
Do a little IT work.
Okay.
Real regular municipality.
Mm.
Strap up my boots, put on my vest. and
Yeah.
It's a regular everyday, city work. I get on the train, I commute, I do my little 50 hours a week with my overtime.
Yeah.
I take that little overtime money after the bills are paid,
Facts.
throw it in the car.
Sheesh. There we go, y'all.
Yes, sir.
He just gave y'all the whole wrap up right there. Regular guy, by the way.
Yeah.
But get that OT. Take that OT bread, put it into his passion, and then you're gonna see what that produced though.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Sheesh, bro.
That's a fact.
The production.
Don't live to work. The OT is nice, but
Yikes.
don't just live to be working.
Ooh,
Work to live. Do
ooh.
a little bit, and then live on the weekend. Because if you sacrificing all your days and all your time, just working, then this doesn't mean nothing. The car don't mean nothing because you stressed. Your back hurt, feet hurt.
Facts.
You don't get to enjoy it.
Ooh.
So you find that fine balance. Do something where you have the opportunity to make a little bread, not just have 2 jobs, 3 jobs.
Right.
Find a happy medium, and that's it.
Sheesh, yo, guys, he dropping them nuggets,
That's
man.
a fact.
Pay attention. I like the way you worded that too, man. I'm gonna have to steal that joint. That's a nice mantra. So what'd you say? How you put it? How you
I
do?
said, don't work to live. I mean, don't live to work. Work to live.
Yikes! Don't live to work, y'all. Work to live.
That's a fact. I can't take credit. I didn't make it up. Someone way wiser and way smarter than me made it up.
Somebody dropped that nugget and it's
That's
stuck.
a fact. Yeah, because
you
find yourself young, you 20 something, and you got all the energy in the world. And you putting in 80-hour weeks, and you're not thinking about it. That time goes by.
Yeah.
But you got to show for it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You find that balance. Now the thing that you have to show for it, you could enjoy it. What good is the nice clothes and the watches and stuff if you make it out one time in a month?
Right.
Make it out every weekend. We outside.
My bro said we outside. You hear me? Every
That's a fact.
weekend. You hear me? Yo.
Yeah.
Speaking of being outside, bro, you ready to show the people this production you got going on?
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Here we go.
There we go. That's the sound. That's the sound we needed right there.
Yo, we need Flex to drop a bomb on them.
Word.
Yes,
Flex,
sir.
where you at with them bombs, bro?
Like I said, it's a 1988. Keep it clean over here. 325 IS.
Sheesh, IS. Wowzers.
Sport coupe. Came with the 5-speed manual.
Yikes.
You know? Came with the limited slip differential.
Yikes.
Came on the sport suspension. It
Talk.
came with the newer upgraded side skirts and the nice valence, upgraded look, you know?
Oh my gosh, bro. You talking that talk.
That's a fact. I'm really passionate about it. Some people might take it like, you conceited or, you really, big-headed
That's
about
that
it.
passion, for
When
real.
it comes down to it with these cars, you find your niche, you find your passion, and then it starts going into the deeper stuff. You start looking for the rare parts. You start looking for the stuff that is period correct. I think sometimes the word rare is used too often. What you want is period correct. You want to do it
correct.
how they were doing it back when the car was at its peak, when it was its most popular, when it first came out. If you tell me you can find a kit from 33 years ago, 34 years ago, and it's not falling apart like
From
paper
age, yeah.
from that time period, if you telling me you can find wheels that's period correct, these BBS was out in 80 something, in 90
look
something.
at the video, guys. Check that out, man. Irregular. Check it out.
You ain't got that. That's when they get mad at me. I start talking that. But you ain't got that.
But you ain't got that.
You really have to put the work in. You have to build the connections in your network. And you got to be a good person. Because if you're not a good person, nobody's going to want to work with you. Nobody's going to want to be around you. You're just going to be bringing bad negative energy. So, when you're really into it and you really got passion, be real.
Look at that, y'all. Look at it. My bro talking that talk, but y'all got to keep your eyes on this thing right here, man. For real. Because this is not something you see every day. I swear it ain't. So based on what we looking at, bro, I'm going to let you break it down, man. First, let's start off with these BBS wheels, because it's standing out to me crazy.
So the BBS are OG 3-piece motorsport wheels. This is the wheels similar to what they would have ran on a DTM car, which is a sport touring car from Germany, from Europe.
Now,
when I built the car, my whole theme with the car is what would you have done in, say, like early 2000s.
Okay.
When we just had the forums. People was on the forums looking for stuff, doing the buy and sell classifieds. Like, what was popular back in, like, early 2000s, like the late 90s. So what was it? It was the BBS wheels, if you could get them. It was the suspension setup that I have in it, which is from a company called Ireland Engineering. They were, like, the predominant.
Y'all. Look at this suspension setup he said he got in here.
The way that the car is set up, I could put it on the track. It's fully adjustable suspension. I could tune the shocks right from the tower. It's got all the bracing from a company called Mason Engineering. It's a 80-year-old man that does corporate racing. You call him up in California, he makes you the piece. Everything's bespoke. Yeah, he'll make it from hand. He's got his jig set up in his garage.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm telling you, he welded. So I got this bracing not only on the top of the car, but the whole under brace on the chassis, front and back is all braced. So there's no creaking. This thing goes around a turn, it's nice and tight.
Sheesh.
I got big brakes on it.
Let me stop you right there. I'm gonna stop you right there, cause you blew my mind when you said you hit up the 80-year-old man that does it for corporate
this is
racing.
Him right here. That's his.
Y'all peep
his
this,
tag.
man.
Mason engineer. His name is John Mason.
John Mason.
And originally I called him up because I got another one of these with a bigger motor, and I couldn't find traction. So I was talking to him like, yo. I said, Mr. Mason.
Yeah.
I said, I'm having trouble getting traction. What do you suggest instead of just doing big tires, big this, big that? And he schooled me for about 40 minutes on his business line. He gave me all the time I needed. He told me exactly what to do. And I made the changes that he told me to do.
It worked?
It worked.
Sheesh.
No problem. So
that's wild, yo. Now keep in mind, guys, we looking at and pardon me for stopping you too, but I had to catch the fact that you said you was talking to Mr. Mason, the 80-year-old guy in California who does this for corporate races, and I'm like, yo, how you even connect with somebody like that all the way on the West Coast, and that's what he do? How'd you find him? You just looked up.
So now remember, my theme was being on the forums. So I jumped on the Google. I remember on some forums, but I went on Google and I said body bracing BMW E30, and he had a link from like '97 with some pictures, some old pictures. So I just followed the link, went down the rabbit hole. He had a number there, the company name. I went, looked up the company name, and they still around. They still on Facebook.
Sheesh, that's crazy.
So I put a shot in the dark. I just called up the number. The number's still active.
And you got him.
And I got him. I got
wow.
the owner of the company.
You got the owner that picks up the phone and talk to you for 40 minutes. Yeah. That's wild, man.
He sent me pictures. He's like, oh, this is what my setup looks like. This is my welding machine.
What?
He was just excited to have somebody to talk to.
That's ill right there, man.
He gave me a lot of lessons. Young kids. I'm like, all right. He ain't exactly young, but yeah. Okay.
Yo,
take
to
it
him,
if you dropping gems, I'll take it all for sure.
So now, since we looking at the hood, speaking of, the hood is chopped, and we gotta break that situation down too.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot, man.
There's a lot going on.
Break it down.
The hood cut is growing more and more popular, but nobody's got a hood cut like this hood cut. I'm sorry, your hood cut's not like my hood cut. I got the hood cut from the original hood cut guy.
Yikes! Yikes! You talking it?
Everybody got a hood cut, right?
Right.
Some people just do straight across. Some people bow it out like the rainbow. My hood cut is unique because not only does it have the cut in this particular fashion, but it actually wraps around. It's a finished hood cut. It's not just a piece of metal that'll cut your finger off. It follows a nice line, all right? It follows this line that's here. It's extremely detailed in the way that it's done. And most importantly, if I want to pop it to get access to my radiator or anything else, it's still on the factory hinge. So I can pop it and still get access to everything I need to under there. And then of course, the car is called the Tuxedo.
Tuxedo, yeah.
But I found the guy that makes the original rondos for BMW. And he made me a custom rondo, says Tuxedo E30 instead of BMW.
So you found the guy that makes the original rondo. That's what you're telling me.
It's brass and enamel, like
wild boy.
Joint. Yeah.
You a wild boy. Yo, look, y'all. It's brass and enamel.
It's real.
Look at the
It's
details.
It's not.
Sheesh. Yeah, that's not no plastic.
That's no eBay. That's real.
Yo.
Yeah. But like I said, in keeping with the theme, it's what would you have done if you could have found it back then? Who was active on the forums back then? The people that were active back in 2000, we're talking about 24 years ago, was the people that were still making the parts, the guys that were supplying the parts for all these cars. So just went on there, just had to do my search and find. This air box is from a company in California. So it's a cold air intake that's made specifically for an E30 that has this particular motor swap. So it's not just a generic box that sits in there. The company's called Castro Motorsports. They make what's called the 24 valve cold air intake box, which is what this is for this particular engine. This engine is out of a 95 E36 M3. the whole drivetrain, drive shaft, transmission, everything from the engine all the way back is out of a 95 M3. And then what I did, crazy, it's a waste of money to some people. But you know how you can plug the modern cars in to your scanner?
Yes.
I converted all the electric to OBD2. So if I have a problem with it, I can just plug it into the modern scanner. It tells me everything that's wrong.
Really?
Yeah. And on top of that, where's the wires?
Where is the wires?
Tucked all the wires.
Yo, bro. No wires is visible, guys. Look at this.
Just go, like, if you look hard enough, you might see a couple, but for the most part,
99% of them joints is not even visible to the eye. That's crazy. Now that you say that, I didn't peep that till you said it. I'm like, damn, you're right.
The engine bay is not just white; it's actually a ghost pearl. So if you really get the light on it, it's a red ghost pearl that's in the white.
I see it.
And then you also get it on the valve cover too. So it's like little details, stuff like that. Inside the engine, I went with old companies like Schrick, so I did some Schrick cams in there, some Ferrara valves, so it's got like a little bit of work done to the motor.
Okay.
Super Sprint with the headers, full stainless exhaust going back, so it sounds good.
It sounds good. We gotta definitely, we're gonna play that sound for the people before it's over.
With the exhaust, this is how crazy I am, right? So one of the popular brands back in the day was Remus. A lot of people heard of Remus exhaust, right?
Okay.
So they got two types. They got the original, and then they got something called the big diameter, large diameter Remus.
Okay, large diameter.
I'm sitting there looking for parts while I was rebuilding the motor. I found this spot in Long Island that had an E30 in the salvage yard. Guess what was on the E30 in the salvage yard?
No.
The large diameter Remus exhaust, man. I took that 2-hour drive out into the island, pulled it off the car, mint.
Yikes.
I was like, all right.
Yo, you got an eye, boy.
I was putting in work.
This kid put.
I was putting in work, man.
He's different, man.
I actually found this car in Jersey.
Uh-huh.
The car had been off the road. This original sticker from when I got the car. So the car had been off the road since, I think that says 2009.
Since 2009?
It's got the mileage on it. That's the last oil change from before I had it.
Before you had it. Now, when did you get it? What year was it?
I picked it up in 2021.
In 2021, it was off the road from 2009.
It says November 2009. Jeez. So from November 2009 to 2020, when I picked it up, this car had not seen the light of day. It wasn't on the road, nothing.
Wow.
And I spent from that time till now going meticulously through painted, suspension, brakes, the performance, the audio, the interior. Just brought it back.
Brought it all the way back.
All the way back.
Sheesh. Now, what do we? Because it's so clean, bro. I gotta ask you: is this paint? What's going on?
So it's paint. Everything got stripped down. So like I said, the car had been off the road. So when I originally seen it, the car looked clean. It looked pretty good. Like I said, it had the original bumpers, it had original wheels, so everything needed to come off. What we didn't know at the time was that it had a little bit of rust in the rocker.
Okay.
So I was like, well, if it has rust in the rocker, all that's going to have to be painted on the passenger side. I was like, we'll just strip it down and paint the whole car. That way we know we don't have that problem again.
Yeah.
So once again, I'm on the forums, I'm online looking.
Yeah.
I find a guy that used to make parts for the car, engine tuning parts, suspension parts. His name is Al Hafner.
Okay.
Al had a company back in the day called BMW Design. BMW Design had race cars that they put out on the track because they had the race cars that used to make body kits.
Okay.
So I jump on Facebook. Let's see if Al is still alive. Let's see if Al is still around. Guess what? Al got a Facebook page.
No way.
I hit up Al. I said, Al, I already found one of your kits like 5 or 6 years ago. I talked to your son. I got your last one of this kit. He goes, really? So I sent him the email. He's like, yeah, that's my kit. I said, but I don't have a turbo car this time. I have an NA car, naturally aspirated. I was like, do you have a kit for this car? He goes, as a matter of fact, I do. I was like, can you ship it to me? I'm not asking if you have it. I want the kit. He's like, yeah, no problem. So he set me up. So everything from the front bumper, the side skirts that you have on here, back to the rear bumper, the spoiler, that's all, because remember I said this was all motorsports inspired, all period direct.
Yes.
That's all from the company called BMW Design. These kits were last made in like, I want to say 98, 99.
Okay.
So this is an original kit, like from their old stock.
Sheesh.
Brand new in the box. He was able to send out to me.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and that's the exhaust off the car that I found in my bag. So the big chrome tips coming out the bumper.
Nice.
Remus on there.
Remus.
All
Yeah.
original.
Sheesh. You found that thing clean too, huh?
So, and like I said, everything that I tried to put on it
Yeah.
was supposed to be period correct, and that's my mantra with the build: period correct, period correct. Try to steer away from rare parts, because it's not that it's rare; it's that it's old. It's new old stock. It's stuff that you would have done back then.
Yeah.
So now going to the wheels.
Yes.
I found the wheels in pieces.
In pieces.
Yeah, because I said at the time, I'm already building a car. These wheels are very expensive, and instead of buying them done the way somebody else would have liked, I said I want to do the wheels the way that I would have liked.
Okay.
So I staggered them. I got wider lips for the back.
Yes.
I got the more narrow lips for the front.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
And it's a step lip, right?
Yep.
Step lip.
Oh no, these aren't a step lip.
No?
Yo, these are just widened lips.
Really?
So with a step lip, you have a smaller face, and then you have a taller lip. So you might have like a 15-inch face. Step it up twice, it'll bring you up to a 16-inch wheel. So this is a 16-inch face with a 16-inch lip. I think they call these a bubble lip. That's what
Bubble
they call
lip.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bubble lip.
Rear mounted, which means that instead of the face being on the front of the lip, it's behind the lip with the exposed hardware. And then with the cap, we did a pearl white with the gold. Crazy.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
A lot of people do black and gold. Sometimes you may have like a little color coordination. I did the pearl white with
Pearl
the gold.
white
Cap.
with the gold.
Yeah. Once again, something you couldn't find, but back then you could find. And then going back to like the motorsports theme, we got the thing on the front. Everybody's wondering what that thing is. That's it. It's called a turbo fan. So, as I mentioned, the DTM race cars, they had this fan on there.
Fan.
And what that would do is it would take the heat from the brakes, so you wouldn't have brake fade when you were racing on the track. So not only is it nice and form, but it also has that function to where if you hide on 95 and you doing it with the boys, you get on hard on the brakes, it takes all that hot air and it just disperses it from the wheel, which is the reason why the BBS has that mesh design. That mesh creates the turbulence and it pushes right out through the veins of the turbo fan. So it's all meant to work.
Functional.
Yes, it's all meant to work together.
Functional. It makes sense.
For sure.
Bro, you making it make sense for real. If everybody look at these things and think that it's just
for
cool,
look,
it's pretty.
and then you got some fakes and things out there. You got some that people do custom with the 3D printing.
Okay.
But when it comes to actually being able to use it for what it's meant to be used for, you want the real thing. You don't want something that's fake, because you keep the heat in there with something fake, and then your brakes fade and you have an accident or something like that. Then you ain't doing much.
That's fact. You ain't doing much at all. You on the sideline.
Yeah.
For real. Sheesh.
Yeah.
Man, I don't want to skip nothing, bro. Did we touch everything exterior-wise?
For the most part, like I said, the hood cut is unique with the build.
That's unique.
So now, going back to Tuxedo, right, I'll kind of explain that.
Yes, please do.
The car is understated, right? If you look at it, it's not a crazy body kit. The wheels aren't oversized or nothing like that, but I made my statement with the theme. The engine bay is the white shirt. Okay?
It looks like a white shirt.
It's a white shirt, right? Because your white shirt is tucking out between your lapel.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The car is the suit, and this is your pocket square.
Yeah. You got the pocket square.
It's your pocket square, right? With your tuxedo, you got your little statement.
Yes.
But also motorsports, right?
That's
That's what they use if you crash your race car. That's your tow point.
the toe point. They
Yeah.
gonna pull
So
you with
instead
that.
of hooking onto the suspension, you hook into that, and you can pull the car out and retrieve it if you crash it.
Yes. Yes.
So
yes.
once again, form and function. That's my little pocket square. It's classy. Got a little chrome on it. It's blacked out. It's clean.
Clean.
But we need that little.
I love it, bro. I
Yeah.
love it. Tuxedo, peep that, y'all. Tuxedo E30. Carbon fiber going around it.
So that's carbon fiber. I got the BMW CCA with the carbon fiber. It's a black and white theme. Try to carry it all through.
Look at that. You're not playing. You're not playing at all. Now I know you told me earlier about you got a special little highlight going on.
Yeah.
Where we can see the motor like a little more clear to the eyes.
Yeah, you want to see that?
I would love to. I think this is a perfect time.
Perfect time.
Yeah, it's perfect time to show the people, man. This beautiful.
This goes back to our time.
Yes.
Of when you would see the tuner culture and you would see the tuner cars and this is before Fast and Furious. This is like hot import nights.
Yes.
You know, Nopi Nationals and stuff like
Sheesh.
that. Everybody had the lighting.
Sheesh. Exactly.
This is my 2024 spin on it.
Spin on it. Guys, check this out. All right. Yo, this is so ill. I love it, mate.
You know, and it's very subtle.
It's subtle, but it's clean. It matches the tuxedo perfectly.
So when you riding out and people see you on a Garden State.
Yes.
And you doing your thing, you just slow rolling. People could look and they see all the work that you put in.
While you in motion.
While you in motion.
Yo, the diamond chips in here is crazy.
Now you see it a little bit more, right?
What? Guys, take a look at the when y'all see this.
That's it's called Ghost Interference Pearl.
Ghost Interference Pearl.
When that sun comes out and you get that direct sunlight,
yes,
and it hits, that thing is popping. The whole engine bay is painted like that.
Yikes!
Like I said, I didn't want it to be too flossy, but when you come up on it, I want you to see a little bit of detail. So you went the extra mile. You put some attention to detail into it.
She's sparkling. Tuxedo is lit.
Like I said, I did it in the wheels. With this cover on, you don't see it too much. And the back wheel, you see it a little bit more. But you're just getting a little bit of that highlight from behind the wheels. So instead of doing underglow or something like that, you just see in the car hover when it's driving on the highway. It just looks like it's floating.
Everything was done like it's crazy because it's like it's definitely it's race worthy looking. But then it also gives like
all my cars I build, I call it have your cake and eat it too.
Yo, for real, because it's giving me elegance.
There's no compromise.
It's giving elegance, yo.
I go to to the restaurant. The guy at valet is like, they fighting over the keys. Who gets to park it?
Who gets to park it?
You know what I mean? But we could also cruise down through Times Square. You know, we could take a road. We could just get on the highway, go get breakfast. It does everything that you need it to do. And then also with the lighting, I don't know if you want to jump to the interior.
Yeah, let's go inside, y'all. We're going interior now. Let's do interior.
But I did some of the lighting.
Ooh-wee.
Original BMW orange front and rear.
Ooh-wee. Stop it.
You know, for those that have BMWs and those that know, BMW has that orange glow on all their instrument panels and all their lighting. So,
sheesh. And the footwells, he got the orange glow to match. That's that original orange too. Facts. Super facts. Now.
So now the interior.
Keeping
with the motorsports theme, the interior is out of an E30 M3. For those that like the big box fender, the big paid in full E30 M3. This is from out of their last model, the Evo Sport. It's a Johnny Cotto E30 M3 interior, original, not redone.
Original.
This is just original condition.
What?
If you look here, I'm gonna move the front. That rear seat makes it like a 2-on-2. You know, instead of it being a bench, you got that piece in the middle to keep everybody in their place.
Keep everybody in their place. Stay in your place, you heard?
You know, and everything from the seats, the mats got the tricolor stitching to go along with it. Everything is nice and continuous and goes together.
Yo, my bro speak this stuff articulately, you heard?
You know what it is? Because, like I said, it goes back to the passion. Some people mistake it, and don't forget the phone. It's got the original. Original phone.
We can't forget the phone in there.
You know, but some people mistake it, and they think that you're big-headed when you're talking about these things. But when you're putting the energy into to either follow a theme, or you're putting the energy in to make it look a certain way, you want people to know. Like, you want to talk about aspiring to do something, like, take more time with your car. Take 3 years to build it.
Yeah.
I didn't build this overnight. I'm not rich.
I can tell.
You know what I'm saying?
This is a timeless piece, man. The way you put it together.
Yeah, you find your things as you find them. You put it on the cars, you put it on. You work, hand in hand with everybody in the community, and then you start getting calls. Like, oh, I know you was looking for this thing. Like, I found it here. They start sending you ads off Craigslist and off Marketplace. And that's how you put your car together. Don't try to gather all the money at one time and do it, and then, you know, you sad that you broke. No.
Facts.
Do it slow. Take your time.
Take your time.
Yeah, that's it.
Watch
Take your time.
it.
And then have pride in it.
Yep.
I don't judge nobody on their car. I don't care if your car is in primer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you hot.
Mm-hmm.
That's, yo, you're doing it. Keep going.
Keep it. Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? Because at no point in time was this ever perfect. And like I said, this is like my regular thing. I don't make show cars. I don't build show cars. I build cars that I like to show off. I build cars I like to drive more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if you look at it, you'll find your imperfections. But my level of finishing is different than other people's level of finishing. You know what I'm saying? But
Look
also
at this.
detail too.
Spin the camera, y'all. Spin the camera. I want y'all to soak all this in, man.
So here, let me show you the audio.
Ah, you know where we going with it.
You know what I'm saying?
Audio, exactly.
Because this is, like I said, the car is understated elegance, right?
Nice.
So what I did was I contacted my guy, John. John has a company called E30 Dreamin'.
Okay.
He makes E30 specific audio. I've worked with him before. He made some pocket subwoofers that are hidden in the corners of the car where you don't even see them.
I was about to say, I don't even see the audio you talking
here,
about.
He made me a box that's actually hidden on the firewall. So you see where this deck is in the car?
Look, y'all.
There's a subwoofer box that's
Where the
under
deck
there.
is? That's where it's at?
Yeah, so it's under here. So this is just a pressure fitted panel. I could just pull that out, right? Behind that panel is a JL 10W7 with the JL amps, everything all brand new. And then on the floor, we went with an ebony wood floor. So like we were talking about with the tuxedo, this is the suit, the white is the shirt.
Yes. Ebony wood.
Yep. Hardwood, real hardwood floor.
I was just about to say, it's not no panel, right?
You know, that's
the
real
wood, guys.
And I can pull it up. I got a full-size spare under the floor.
Is that right?
There's a full-size spare under that floor right now.
So you got access to it? You can take this out and pick up the floor at one time?
And so now going back to like hard to find E30 parts.
Check this out, y'all.
This bin, if you an E30 person, you don't have this. I'm sorry, I'm gonna talk my talk. You don't have this. I'm telling you right now. This is a OEM storage bin for E30. You might have this.
Look at that.
Because they have this in Europe. This is another storage bin. I use my stuff. I tell you, I drive my cars.
Yikes.
This is a traffic triangle. You get it flat and you pull it over to the side. You pull this out. This is a yellow triangle.
It turns into the triangle?
It's got the flares.
Yeah,
you can pop the flares. And I got the medical kit with the band-aids and all that.
No way.
OEM.
No way.
OEM. Factory.
Factory?
Yep. And that's also where the battery is. If you was wondering where the battery is.
That's where the battery is. So let me ask you. Did that come with the car, or did you have to go and search and get those pieces?
I had to source it.
Wow.
I had to source it. And once again, that's going back into the forums.
God,
but with this kind of stuff, you don't know it exists, right? You got to figure out that it even exists.
Right.
So I found brochures from the dealership.
Yeah.
And I went through the brochures, like what was an accessory back in 1988?
88.
Oh, they had ski racks. Oh, they had the 9X phone. They had the Sprint phone. They had this thing.
9X phone. That's crazy.
And you start finding all this stuff.
Yikes.
Yeah, man.
Yikes.
I found the original floor jack. I found the original tire iron.
Yeah.
I don't know if all my tools are in here, but I started filling this back up to get all my tools. This is how the car originally came.
Yo, look at this, guys.
They came with screwdrivers. They came with, Allen keys, wrenches, and stuff. I actually use this stuff, so my tools, half of them are sitting right in there.
Yeah.
But they came with wrenches. So apparently, what they say is with this toolkit, you can fix just about anything with your E30.
Is that right?
So they gave you a jack, they gave you a tow hook, they gave you a tire iron, and then they gave you a full toolkit. If you had all this stuff, anything that was wrong with your E30
could be fixed.
Could be fixed.
Wow.
To a certain degree.
Yeah. Wow.
Because you can take off your wheels, you can patch your tire, you can change the spark plug, you can take off the distributor, you can clean the wires, you can, it literally had a tool for everything.
That's a
kid
must.
Scrapes they need. You got the band-aids in the first aid kit. Like
the kids scrape they need.
You know what I'm saying?
You got the band-aid kit that it came with.
Everything.
Wow, man.
So that's the audio for the rear. What I did for the front, and I'll show you. Instead of doing like a modern instead of doing a modern head unit, I did a LePont unit, which has the original orange.
There.
So once again, going with the theme, it's got the original BMW orange. So it's not standing out with the dolphins and the digital show and all that stuff.
Right.
But it's got the Bluetooth. It's got the Sirius. It's got everything that you would want from a modern radio. But when you look at it and you touch the buttons and you feel how it clicks and all that stuff, it's just like having an original radio. Yeah.
88 style.
Yep. You push the button for the bass and you gotta twist it and adjust it for the treble.
Just take you a little.
Click them in, click them out, and all that. Yeah, and it just looks like an original unit as if it came like that.
It definitely does, yo. I love the way your shifter lights up too. I told you I had a couple joints. Mine didn't light up like that.
So once again, it's
what is that?
The parts.
Huh?
So now I told you the whole drivetrain is from the E36 M3. So what I did was, Dynan is like an OEM tuner for these cars. You can go get Dynan modifications that don't void your warranty.
Okay.
So being that I already had everything motorsports inspired, I went to Dynan, and Dynan still had parts for the E36 M3. So I did the short shifter kit, I did what's called a selector rod upgrade, and I did a weighted shift knob. So the good thing with the weighted shift knob is when you're going through the gears, it just makes it a little bit more smoother. The feel of it is a little bit more smoother than having something like that feels like it'll pop off if you're gripping it too hard. So it's a weighted, illuminated shift knob with the original boot and all the upgraded accessories on the bottom.
Sheesh. Yo, I gotta give you a crown, bro. Yo, man, guys, I'm just saying, man, you would not be disappointed.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
We went kind of crazy, with the car originally when I got it.
Yeah. Like
we said, 21. There's a pandemic, so it was just another pandemic project. I pick up a couple cars during pandemic, not to flip them, but to keep myself busy, just to have a project.
Yeah.
And I sold it. The guy I sold it to was my painter.
Okay.
We tried to do a build there, but he was like busy. He's a painter. He's got a shop to run.
Yeah.
So we ended up building him another E30 without going in depth with this one. I took the car back and continued building with him, but in his spare time as far as the paint and all that goes. And then when I had the car and did all the mechanical stuff, all the drivetrain, all the little detail with the interior. So it left me, came back to me. Still spent years with it, building it, and here it is now. It's done.
Great. Yo, this thing is perfection. I don't know what to say, bro. You ain't skipping a beat, man. You ain't skipping a beat. Now, we went into the motor part early, so I kind of figured that's like you touched on all the performance. Now, you mentioned Dynan. You did get it tuned?
So the car does have a tune on it. We do have a cold air intake, so when you take the top off the box, it is like a traditional cone filter. But what I also did, one of the little trick modifications you can do is you can get a larger MAF, which is the your airflow sensor. So it's got a larger MAF from the V8 BMW, upgraded the intake boot off the throttle body. It's got the upgraded throttle body, and the tune is from a guy called Arcade Tunes. He's also out in Long Island. He tunes factory ECUs. Yeah.
So what would you consider this, a stage 1 tune, stage 2, or how does that go?
We'll call it like an OEM plus tune.
Okay.
For him, it's easy. It's just literally plugging it in and uploading whatever tune you want. So if you want to advance the timing and make it real hot and do all the popping and the burbles and all that stuff, you could do that with this car.
You can do that with this car?
The car is set up. It could do all that.
Wow.
However, for me, I don't need all the extra attention. This is enough attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this motor, out of the fact, don't quote me because I don't care about the numbers.
Yeah.
But I think this motor factory original was probably somewhere around 265 horsepower, 275 horsepower, something like that.
Okay.
Since then, I've tuned it because it needed to run properly, and then I had to make sure it was tuned for the OBD2. But like I said, I did the head full valve train. I did strict cams in it. So it's built. It's got ARP head studs in it. The head gasket is done. If I wanted to put boost to this motor the way it is, I could slap a supercharger, a turbocharger on it, and I don't have to touch the motor anymore. And the same person, Arcade Tune, can tune it on the factory computer with the boost. So it's future proof. If you want to do something different to it, you don't have to worry about it. I'll tell you another one of the cool things I did. People that know and people that are really paying attention, where's the reservoir for the radiator, right?
Yeah, where's the reservoir for the radiator?
Where's the overflow tank?
Right.
Okay, so that's something else we did.
Yeah.
And this goes into like just the details of it. Just watch your feet.
Yo, son. Wait a minute, I wasn't expecting that, bro.
So I told you, it's still on the factory. It's still on the factory hinge, right? So what we did, knowing that we were going to be cleaning up the engine bay, is we took the radiator and we cut the radiator and exposed it on the side, and we built the end tank onto the radiator.
What?
And then we just have it vented out to air.
Yo.
So everything is integrated all into the radiator instead of having like a big ugly plastic tank on the side. Right. And because I knew I was going to have this in here, which also takes up a bunch of space, everything is just fully integrated.
That's wild, bro. Yo, that's wild. For real. Damn. Irregular, y'all. Even though he said this is regular to him, this is damn sure irregular if you ask me, man.
This the brake setup, when you look in there. So normally you have your master cylinder, which holds the fluid for your clutch and your braking system. It sits right on top of your master cylinder.
Come here, y'all. Look where you pointing at. That's the brake setup.
Your reservoir normally sits directly on top of your brake master cylinder, which is coming outside of the brake booster. So this is just a small detail thing, but we had to figure out a way to separate it because we went with the larger diameter intake boot. So I just had the fab guy come up with a bracket so that he could mount it to a factory location onto the shock tower. Sheesh. And then, you know, just use factory pieces. So it's the factory rubber molding, the little elbows, the factory BMW braided lines. Sheesh. And then on the end, which is a little bit more difficult to see, I could adjust the distribution of the brake pressure on there. There's a kit from a company called Chase Bays. So I could make it more front bias or more rear bias. I could, you know, if I'm on the track, I'm having a track day and I'm putting too much heat into the front, I can go in and adjust the pressure and make it a little bit more rearward bias so it's not so much on the front. And I'll put some on the back. So it's like, if someone who got this car who wants to throw a little roll bar in there and make it a track day car, all they got to do is take out the seats. It's a track car.
Really?
That's it.
That's it.
Everything is in there to do work. If you want to do autocross, if you want to put it up on Lime Rock, or if you just want to cruise,
you could do it.
They could do it.
That's wild.
And like I said, with the hood being able to flip, you get access to the radiator.
Yes.
Now if I need to change my light bulb, it's right here. I could take that off. Now I could change my light bulb. I have access to do everything, so there's no compromise in it. So have your cake and eat it too.
Definitely.
Radiator hoses, I get one that bust, boom. I change my radiator.
Right there.
Everything is easy access. And I do have a full hood. For just like every day, if I'm not doing the show, if I'm not doing anything, I have a full hood that I can put on the car. Super easy. I just take the pins out of here. This slides off. I put the full hood on, put the pins in. It's a 5 minute swap.
5 minute swap? Yeah. Yo, bro. Different, man.
Yeah.
Different. I gotta ask you this, man, because you did a lot. You did a lot of intricate things down to the detail, right?
Yeah.
And everything you did made sense. I gotta ask you, what was your most expensive mod that you've done thus far?
Most expensive, having to build it several times.
Is that right? Whoa!
Having to build it, and this is a good lesson for anybody. The car started out in a garage with the friends.
Okay.
Building it on weekends, right?
Yes.
But it goes from that to now you're starting to put more expensive parts, more, rare parts on it. Now you want to up it. So then it goes to a shop.
Yeah.
And you build it at the first stop and you get to stage 1 or stage 2. Now it's what you would call drivable. You could take it out.
Okay.
But then now you want to make it nice.
Right.
So then you got to go get paint. You got to do your interior. Now you're building it a third time.
Right.
You've driven it. You've shaken it down. Or the motor's making this noise. The brakes are making this noise. It goes to another shop. And now you're fine tuning it because for me, I'm not a mechanic by trade. I can do a couple things.
Right.
I'm not a mechanic and I know my limitations. So once I put it together and I know I've gotten it together, the next step is to make sure I bring it somewhere to make sure it's safe because my kids are in the car.
Right.
So we bring it to the professional, let him go through it, make sure this torque rating is right, make sure this gasket is the correct gasket and seal. And it went through a series of several shops, and those were the most expensive bills because once you think you're done, you get that bill and it's like hit over the head. Boom, hit over the head.
Yeah.
But I would say the single most expensive thing on the car would probably be the interior. The interior cost me more than the motor.
Damn. Can we see the interior one more time?
Yeah.
Guys, this is the most expensive mod so far. It's
So
the
now-
interior.
So just to make it make sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get this interior in an E30 M3. You would be sacrilegious to take the interior out of the E30 M3.
Uh-huh.
Just like the engine or anything else, it stays with the car.
Yes.
So for you to be able to get this car, you either have to find it crashed, or you have to be so lucky as to find someone that's willing to give it up. So I hounded this guy who had the interior for months and months and months. Hey, if you ever decide to let it go, let me know. If you ever, and he hit me with the high number. I said, I don't care about the number. I want the interior if you're willing to let it go.
Right.
And he told me, he's like, and I already knew. He told me the interior doesn't separate from the car. I said, no problem. But allow me to be a pest. I'm letting you know if you do, because I know this guy likes to modify his stuff.
Right.
So if you do change your interior, let me be your first phone call. And he called me back.
How long
Months later.
Months
and months later. We're talking probably the whole next season.
Okay.
So I waited a little less than a year, but the whole next season had to come around, and he decided he wanted to do his interior up, even bigger and better. So for me, I was like, sliding in. So the interior was a drive. I could buy another E30 with what it cost for the interior.
What?
Yes, for what it cost.
Sheesh. It makes sense though when you look at the joint.
Yeah. Nice car.
It's official. Nice joint, right? Yeah. Definitely. Fire.
So other than that, the motor and drivetrain, because like I said, I took the engine, the transmission, drive shaft, differential, everything came out the M3. So I didn't have to buy an M3. I got lucky. One of the dudes, one of the homies in Jersey, hit me up like, I got this. I ain't doing nothing with it.
Sheesh.
But then going through the motor, going through the catalog of all the parts, all original OEM BMW stuff.
Yeah.
Purchased brand new, every gasket, every seal, every nut, bolt, everything was done brand new.
Brand new.
Yeah.
Now, you said something that made me think about what I'm about to ask you, because you said you had to make sure everything was done to the proper way, right?
Yeah.
Because you got the kids in the car.
Mm-hmm.
So that made a light bulb go off in my head to ask you, is this your daily?
No.
Okay.
My answer is more ridiculous than that.
It's more ridiculous than that.
It's more ridiculous than that.
What do you mean?
I only drive E30s.
That's it.
I only drive E30s. I have like a little RAV4. I pick up my parts and I be, going around picking up parts and stuff like that. But I have a convertible.
Yo, hold on, guys. Y'all getting
It's gonna get real ridiculous.
Hold on. You got a convertible?
I got a convertible E30.
Okay. An 88?
No, that one's a 91.
A 91.
That
okay.
one's even crazier than this.
Is that right? Yo, guys. Yo, I'm hearing this for the first time, by the way. Okay.
Summertime ride.
Yes. Okay.
I have another 88 that's silver, which is my daily. I can put snow tires on that. That's a manual IS coupe. That's like this.
Okay.
That's the one that I could beat up on, but it's clean.
It's
still
clean.
Nice and clean. But
Yeah.
I could drive that one daily. That's the one I'll take into the city if I got to go to the city, do a Home Depot run, go grocery shopping.
Okay.
I got an all-wheel drive for the wintertime.
Okay.
I used to have a Jeep. This is better than my Jeep.
Is that right?
5-speed manual all-wheel drive. And then, of course, this is my show car. And then my track fast boy car. I got one of those that's built.
No way.
And we could save that for maybe.
Yo, we gotta do more, guys. We got like 3 more episodes to do with my bro here, yo.
But that's I'm like, a lot of people know that I don't collect them, but I have them and I enjoy them. I drive all my cars. I drive them. I can't build show cars because I ain't got time to maintain them all.
Right.
But I drive them, you know, and I got a reason for each one. Convertible for the summer, this for the shows, one for the track, and one for my daily.
My boy, yo, this is wild, bro. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. You definitely a Beamer boy for real, for real.
Crazy.
Singing blood, for real. Okay.
And I'll tell you a funny one about the track.
Yes.
Especially for the OGs that watch.
Yes.
I used to tell them, all the old heads, I would tell them, I was like, yo, I'm building this car. It's gonna be fast. It's gonna have the turbo this and turbo that. And I'm telling them about the interior and everything. They're like, all right, so what color is it gonna be? Which color is it gonna be? I told them pink.
Pink?
They said pink. Don't come around here with that bull. Come, you talking about pink car? This is pink car. Boy, when I tell you I pulled that out.
It was pink though.
When I told you I pulled that out, House of Color Candy Magenta. It was a candy magenta with a blue pearl in it. And when I pulled that out, everybody was like, respect.
Yeah.
Respect. When I came out, that was crazy. Because with the details, I did the pink in the headlight where you just got the parking lot, the little beam. That was pink. Boom.
That was pink?
Smoked it out with the black. I did the pink where the wheels were. I put some big BBs, polished lips on that with the pink caps. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's changed the color now, changed the interior. When you see that one,
crazy. Now is that now you said that's one of the racing joints? That's the racing one you got? Guys.
And I'll send you some pictures. I go to Pocono when we do the Impact and we do SCCA race days.
Yeah.
I pack everything into that car. When I tell you I use my cars, I put a ski rack on the top. I got a 20x20 tent. My jack stands, all my tools, everything packs inside the car, and I drive that 2.5 hours to Pocono. And I set up in the pits, and everybody comes and they see the car. I'm there with the kids, they over there coloring. Everything fits in the car.
That's wild.
Folding chairs, all of our luggage, our cooler, everything.
That's wild. I was not expecting that, bro.
Yeah.
Damn. So this ain't the daily, but you got a daily.
Yeah.
You got a daily.
Silver coupe, BBs, just this, but silver.
Whew. Okay. Wow, guys. I mean, it just doesn't stop, yo. Yeah. Let me ask you this now. Because you did so much to this vehicle, did you encounter any headaches putting this build together?
1,000%.
Really?
Yeah, 1,000%. I mean, like I said, building it over and over, right? Because I would go through, like for the brakes, for instance, the brakes are a period correct set of brakes that they don't make anymore. You can't. I think they stopped making these brakes probably in, we'll say 2010 or something, right? So now we're talking about 14 years ago. These brakes were sitting on the shelf. They were new, old stock. And I think one of the reasons they stopped making the brakes is because the wheel fitment that you need for it is abnormal. It's irregular.
Okay.
You can't just take a set of wheels off the shelf just because they're for E30 and you can't fit them like that. So the original set of wheels I had were kind of crazy for the car because we were doing a DTM vibe. But I put a 25 millimeter spacer, a 30 mil. I was messing around with the spacers. By the time I got it to clear the brakes, the wheel was already out here like a lowrider. So I was like, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
That's not the vibe.
Yeah.
So once again, going back to the wheels, since I built them myself, I found a set of wheels. I said, all right, well, if I do it this way and I put this lip and this face and I put it together, it'll clear the brakes. And that's what allowed me to clear the brakes. But that was like a headache along the way. When I was doing, once I got the car up and running, right? Like I said, we went through the whole car and pretty much restored it. The gas lines and the gas tank, it was original, because you're not thinking I got to change the whole gas tank and the gas lines. But I went through and the car would start and it was shut. The car would start, I drive a little bit and it was shut down.
Yeah.
The gas lines are on the passenger side rear, and when I took the wheel off and I started inspecting everything, when I touched the metal, like the connecting parts, it turned to dust. Everything was rusted out. So I had to go to BMW, get a brand new gas tank, all new lines, all new fittings and connections. But trying to figure that out, because I'm like, oh, it's OBD2. Let me plug it up.
Yeah.
It's not telling me nothing. There's nothing wrong with the engine. It should be starting. Nothing wrong with the computer. I went back to Long Island, brought the computer. They checking it on the computer. No, the computer's fine. I'm taking off the gas filter. I'm looking. And then that's when I'm starting to see signs. I'm like, oh, there's a little rust in here. So it's a good thing we got the filter on, because now I'm catching any of the particles and the debris before it makes it to the motor. But it's clogging it, and it's stopping the gas from getting to the engine.
Okay.
So then we start diagnosing and going through, and that's why I say I know my limitation. Now we're gonna bring it to the shop.
Right.
Now the shop had to drop the gas tank. They had to change all the lines, change all the fittings. It's all OEM BMW stuff.
Yeah.
Guess how much I'm paying?
Woof.
Wally Mop.
Woof.
You know what I'm saying? So,
sheesh.
things like that along the way, but I rather do it that way, because not only one do you have now warranty on everything. Now I have the peace of mind. I know it's not going to cause me a problem.
Yeah.
So, and the other cool thing is, a lot of these places you buy parts from now, whether it be Turner Motorsports, ECS, FCP, any of these parts suppliers for European vehicles, they do lifetime warranty.
Okay.
If I take this motor and put it in another car, if I want to rebuild it, everything is warranted on the car for lifetime. We're not talking about 60 days, 90. We're talking about lifetime. I can take the oil out of this engine, put it in the container, bring it back, I get brand new oil free.
Really?
So now my maintenance, and everybody worries, oh, it's a BMW, it's expensive maintenance. Now my maintenance is free.
Wow.
I take the part, I put it in the box, I bring it back, I get the new part back.
Yeah.
Anybody that's done like AutoZone will do that with like Duralast and all that. But for a European car, it was hard to find that.
Exactly.
Now they got it. So you don't just got Rock Auto and stuff like that. Now you have a myriad of places that'll give you lifetime warranty on all the parts. So as long as I can do minimal labor, I'm good. I'm not worried about nothing with the car. Everything does what it's supposed to do.
Sheesh. That's awesome, bro. Well thought out. Well thought out, bro.
You know,
for real.
A little bit here, a little bit there. Like I said, you just take your time with it. You know.
Now I know we gotta do some episode 2, 3, and possibly 4 with the other joints, right?
Yeah.
But do you have any future plans for this?
So this one, like I said, was a pandemic project. This car's for sale.
What?
I never meant to keep it. This was a project for pandemic.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And that's what I do.
Damn.
I have them, I hold them, and I usually keep them because I got the other ones to keep. But this particular car was never meant to be held.
What?
So
another surprise, y'all.
Yeah, this one, if somebody comes correct,
Yeah,
I'm not trying to get rich off of it, but if somebody comes correct and they know what they're buying, because this is it's a solid car, it's a fast car, but you don't have to do nothing to it.
Right.
It's got your audio, it's got paint, it's got the engine, everything's warranty. You don't have to do nothing to it.
Nothing.
So,
damn.
and it's got my collection of all my rare parts, all my hard to find parts, all that work
It's
I was
going
doing
with the car?
online. Everything's on the car just as you see it. The BBs, the lighting, the suspension, the braces. I'm not taking nothing off of it. I'm not telling you, yo, buy it for this, but I'm gonna keep the headlights and this. And
right.
that.
That's a common thing.
It's as it is. It's the way you get it. Just on the interior alone, I'm telling you, if you pull this interior out, you could buy a whole nother E30.
Exactly.
And
you said that too.
So just on the interior alone, let alone everything else. So.
Sheesh, guys, y'all better tap in, man. I'm just saying, y'all better tap in.
I got my other projects.
Me multiple times, bro. You surprised me multiple times during this feature, bro. That's wild. Okay. So before I ask you to do your shout outs, right?
All right.
I promise the people, you gotta let them hear how that thing sounds.
Oh yeah, all right.
Yeah, you gotta let them hear that. I like to spoil the viewers, man. And myself at the same time. Yeah, sounds good.
The whole point of that remix is to have that deep growl on the idle.
Yeah.
But it's got some headers on it, so it screams too.
Yeah. She sounds good, yo. Yo, the real deal, man. Y'all wasn't believers then. That'll make you a believer right there.
Yeah, man.
I just love that sound, man. Yo, this is nice, man. It's really nice. Whew, I anybody you want to shout out, man?
Listen, I collaborate with E30 Mob, Jersey E30. Of course, I'm Tri-State E30, also known as Project Veronica. Listen, man, you know the vibes. E30s, vintage BMWs. If you have any questions, you have any comments, any concerns, if you want to get into one, you don't have to worry about buying my stuff. I'm not one of those people where if you don't buy my stuff, you can't talk to me. Anything you need, everybody knows. I'm like the father of the area when it comes to the E30 stuff. So hit me up.
Guys, y'all seen it, man. This is it right here, man. I told y'all. I will not disappoint. I mean, I can't do it if I try. Anyway, it's regular Guyz.Eregular cars on YouTube. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Leave a positive comment.
Subscribe.
Yeah, that's right, baby.
Make sure you get the algorithm popping.
Yes, sir.
You guys are too quiet.
Yes, sir.
I want the comments up.
For real,
especially
for real.
If you see this, I want the comments up. Even if you bad talking me, bad mouthing me, because you say I'm crazy with it. Get the comments up, like, comment, subscribe, man.
Y'all heard it, man. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard what he said. I couldn't say it no better than that, man. For real, for real. This thing is fire. Fire. Tuxedo edition. Tuxedo edition, man. Take it in. Sheesh. Yo, like I always tell y'all, I love y'all. Peace.